So this is an odd beginning of a movie. Still, welcome to another repaint video. I'm Hannah from Hoodles, and this time I'm making a Cupid as a part of a Valentine's Day collaboration. Go check out the others: Helicrafts, Unny Dolls, Tiamat Creations, Morgs Dolls, and Blank Space Dolls. I'm leaving links in the description, make sure to check them out, they all made such incredible pieces of art. I'm not making the soft, cute, round type of Cupid, I'm making scarifications and a sullen expression using Deuce Gorgon. I tend to make goth boys, which I kind of like, but this time it's going to be a bunch of pink and hearts and stuff. Is it just me or does this look quite cool? No eyebrow, he's rocking it. And there we go, a blank canvas to work with. But first, let's reroute. I haven't done any reroute on this channel before, so this is going to be fun. I like using yarn because it doesn't take as much rerouting to make a full head. This color combo was a win. So, first I divide the strands, then I use a hand drill and a cut needle to reroute. The needle's eye I cut at an angle, so one end is longer than the other. Then I put the strand on top of it and I just kind of push it upwards until it hooks onto the needle. Then comes the fun part, stabbing the head. Carefully, of course. I decided to make a heart-shaped hairline, so I went off-road on the forehead. Somewhere under there is a head. There it is. To make a good hair parting, I drew a line and added some more yarn along the line. Then, with some old school Carlson's Klister, aka super sticky but excellent glue, the rerouting is done. I loved the hair as it was, but I decided to brush it out and flatten it. Doing this by sections helps a lot, and well, yeah. Time to part the hair, I mean. I bought this small flattening iron a while ago and I love it. Now I just need a small regular iron to make my life easier. I used a piece of elastic fabric and just pin it onto the head to protect the hair from the sealant. This is just getting weirder and weirder. Deuce Gorgon's arms only go up to here, and since I'm making him a bow, I decided to fix that by using my Dremel. Basically, I modify the shoulder to allow the arm to go further up. Much better. I was thinking of some chest tattoos, but I decided to make scarifications instead. After spraying the body with Mr. Super Clear, I draw the pattern with a pencil. To make the base of it all, I use some red and purple pastels. While I was at it, I blushed the body in general. This time I'm using more colors for blushing, some purple, red, blue, and yellow, because skin colors are more complicated than I ever knew they could be. Which is super interesting, and I love the result. The second layer, and it's already time for acrylics. The base is bright red before I use some light skin tone color. "3D glue pen, pretty cool thing. I used that to create some texture to the scars. After drying and another layer of sealant, I used more pastels. I'm pretty bad at the whole app blushing thing, but I did my best. Blushing is done, looks pretty cool. Time for some face up. As usual, the first layer is making rough outlines. One grumpy expression coming up. Second layer, color enhancing, milk mustache and more grumpiness. As you saw before, I used some hot pink on the eyebrows. Here I went in with black to define some strands, then I shade the inside of the eyes with blue pastels. Third layer, more freckles and color enhancing. Finally, I add some skin imperfections and thin blue veins. Time for some acrylics on the fourth layer. I don't know what has happened with my brushes, they are all fuzzy and acting up. It was really frustrating, but I finally found one that worked okay. With the face up done, it's time to assemble. He looks so severe. Well, I wouldn't want his job anyway. Time to make a skirt. I thought of making some kind of toga, but then I was like, nah, let's make a skirt with sparkles and stuff. I think super glue was the MVP of this outfit. Then I spend 3 hours trying to make a pair of wings with real feathers, followed by a majestic rage quit ending in hot gluing these. You should have seen it. I had a pretty epic grown-up meltdown, crying to my mom and everything. It wasn't pretty, but that failure was the last straw that day. Plus, my son wasn't at home, hence I could rage freely. I had to take the opportunity. Let's sketch the weapon. I'm apologizing beforehand to all the people who do archery here. This is not a realistic bow or arrows or anything. Plus, it turned out more chunky in the end, but I tried shooting an arrow from it and it worked pretty well. I mean, an overcooked noodle would be more helpful in an apocalypse, even if one had it at scale, but it's pretty at least. I decided to use thermoplastic for the base because it's bendable and doesn't break. It's really sturdy. You melt it in hot water until it becomes clear and then you can mold it. Here I have lined the cup with a plastic bag because I don't want the thermoplastic to stick to the inside. Then I draw the baseline of the bow on a transparent plastic sheet. I like working with this, partially because you can just reheat and mold again, partially because it has been super cold for a long time. Working on something that generated heat, it was lovely. The base is finished and as you can see, it's bendable. To refine it, I just reheat it a bit in hot water. The inside will stay stable while the outer layer will be remolded. Time to decorate. First I made hearts and the clouds out of foam and super glued them to the base. Then I used a 3D glue pen to smoothen it out. I haven't gotten the hang of cutting out things in foam. There must be a better way, or my blade on my X-Acto knife is just too dull, I don't know. Then I used faux leather to wrap the handle. Next is making arrows. I used toothpicks, some red faux leather, feathers, and a strong wash by the army painter. Finally, I added some more details before I made a little custom stand. After creating the base, I use a wire from an old notebook to make the actual stand. I apologize for the dull nudity here. After adding the feathers to the stand and more details to this outfit, he was finished. I added some white fluff behind the camera from making yarn hair to the bow and then some feathers on both ends of it. I was pretty tired at this time and my motivation was pretty low, so I didn't record those parts. Sorry about that. How do people celebrate Valentine's Day, by the way? Flowers, chocolate, human sacrifice? I've never really celebrated it, but I've understood it's a big thing for many people. I want to take the opportunity to thank my Patreons, by the way. Thank you so much for the support. And I love you guys. Speaking about nothing in particular, I bought a bunch of feathers for the wings. I bought a lot, aka way too much. The thing is, I felt awful using them. They originally come from the poultry industry, so they are considered a waste anyway, but I don't know, I'm not even vegetarian, but I still felt terrible using real feathers. It's really odd. The next repaint will be a classic fairy tale made realistic. I'm not sure yet how I'll do it. Too many ideas, too little time. But anyway. So this is what I started with, and this is the result. Fine, okay, he is pretty cool. I love the scarifications and the arrows, and I'm pretty happy with his face up. Now he'll need a kind and happy fam. I'm so looking forward to making it. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye!